Hello and welcome into the Fever Film Room. I'm Pat Boylan. Joining us, Pokey Chatman, and you have a little bit of a new title since the last time we've talked. So we'll introduce you here for the first time on this show as Fever head coach and general manager Pokey Chatman. And we'll get to that in a second. I want to know, we haven't talked in a couple of months here. How has everything gone and progressed in the offseason from a coach and a general manager's perspective?
Yes, the new position, as you said, we'll talk about that later, but the progression has been natural. You know, you do your postseason evaluations, you're talking to players, you're speaking to Kelly Kroskoff, you're talking to your assistant coaches, getting a sense of what's going to be needed to take us into the next season with some success. So those things are pretty similar.
So can you take us into your new role now and what it is going to mean for you and how you will interact with Kelly?
Yeah, I think it does not, I have to say this, it's a special time because I get to be tutored by one of the best presidents and GM this league has seen, from the standpoint of working with the league office before she was here and just what she's established here. It definitely gives me a leg up. It gives me someone to bounce something off of. It gives me someone that's tried, true, and she's delivered. So I enjoy that. And although I was a GM in Chicago, I didn't necessarily have that. So I'm looking forward to some of that wisdom and marry it to some of the things that I've learned to get us back on the winning track.
You led me into my next question. Chicago, your GM role there. How much does that help in a situation like this, having gone through that before?
It's tremendous. It gives you a lot of reps in terms of some of the things that are just a natural order of things, from not having to learn the CBA all over again, just with free agency and qualifying offers and all the technical things that come into play. But it also gives you comfort in having to make some tough decisions regarding players, regarding building a roster. But I'll go back to saying it's nice to have the comfort with Kelly, who's been there, done that.
Another thing that has changed since we have last talked, and this is recent news, you've brought on a new assistant coach, Christy Sides, and fans, you can learn more about her over on feverbasketball.com as well in our interview with Christy. But let's talk about her, your decision to bring her on, and certainly somebody that you have worked extensively with in the past.
I have obviously worked with her for over a decade. She's someone that obviously knows the game, knows the league, the player development piece, the basketball piece. But she's also someone that has the experience. She can run her own show if she chose to. She likes to be behind the scenes. She likes to push me. It's someone that has gone through building a Chicago franchise and knowing how to run things. So I think it'll be some nice energy, some passion. Obviously, she knows the game, but also someone that's ready to roll up her sleeves and get things going.
How would you describe her style as a coach on the floor and the dynamic you will have between yourself and your two assistants?
You know, Christy, and you'll pick up on that before you even start the interview, she's high energy. If she's drinking a cup of coffee, she's high energy. If she's watching a game, if she's trying to be a fan of a game, but she's obviously high energy. She's passionate. She doesn't have an off button, and that's a good thing. But she also has the comfort and confidence to help me make tough decisions when it's needed.
A tough decision potentially is coming down the line for you, the number 2 pick in the draft, although a very good potential tough decision to make. I know we're still early and that is a little bit down the road, but have you started that process into thinking, into scouting on what that might mean once draft day comes?
Always, and it's I say this as a compliment to the players in the draft. It's not a tough decision in that there's some quality individuals, and you know you're going to get a quality player that you can continue to build with. So I'm excited about that opportunity. And yes, we started the scouting, evaluating our own roster, and then moving forward, because the draft is not until April. So you're making sure you're watching all those potential players out there.
You getting a chance to watch some of the players you do have and the ones that are playing overseas right now?
Yes, the internet and synergy and all the, it's just a matter of hoping someone will upload those games in a timely fashion. But I was fortunate enough, Christy as well, to be abroad and to have some connections in certain countries where our players are playing, that we'll get links to games that aren't necessarily open to the general public.
I know you're somebody who's an extensive worker, and we talked to you this time last year, and only a month or so onto the job, and you're already looking at tape and trying to get ready for a season that was still a few months down the line. And I know that work is still probably being done, but is there a comfortability factor in year 2 here, maybe a stabilization a little bit?
It is comfort. I think now Christy will probably go through what I was going through last year, watching all of our games and seeing where there's some similar things that we've done in the past. But it's comfort because you've got a season under your belt. You know the players. You can evaluate their progress from the year prior to the year that we just had. And so it gives you a nice roadmap to where you want to go.
We're getting close to the holiday season. Fans are deciding on what gifts they're going to purchase. And at feverbasketball.com, there's a pretty cool 5-game holiday pack and a free knit hat. I know you hope that fans will take advantage of that and make this a loud building once the season comes around.
You're right. I mean, it starts with a Christmas gift, and then someone's bound to have a birthday sometime during our season, so then we just grow the fan base from that standpoint.
Well, fans, you can check out that package, purchase tickets over at feverbasketball.com, the tickets tab if you're watching here at the website. Good to catch up. Head coach and general manager now, Pokey Chatman. Appreciate your time.
Glad to be here.